Hello, everybody. Welcome one more day to our Living Systems Collaboratory Spotlight. We are here today having 3 more sessions with some of our amazing revolutionaries, part of the Living Systems Collaboratory, which is a side program of the Design Science Studio in collaboration with UC Irvine, and through which, thanks to the generous donation of Mansour Vakili, we've been able to mentor and share some knowledge around living systems and living systems philosophy with 30 incredible artists and humans. And I'm extremely proud and happy to introduce you today to Jes DeVille. They are an incredible artist that have been focusing most of their work around dance and motion, and I can't wait to hear what they have to share with us. Jess, I'm gonna bring you on stage with me, and the stage is all yours. Please share why them brought your amazing talent.
Amazing. Thank you for having me. I'm so thrilled to be a part of Regenera here, hosted by Design Science Studio and Buckminster Fuller Institute, habRitual, and of course UCI. Nico, I would love to share my screen. Thank you. So as he said, my name is Jes DeVille, also known as Mojo DeVille in our cabaret community. I'm a choreographer and a creative producer, and as of late, I love to call myself an eco-embodiment coach. I founded an organization called Open House Athletics in 2017 as a container for communities to explore our interdependent relationships with nature through performing arts. Our bodies are our first environment, and it's through them that we craft meaning, and we carve out our identities and our strengths and our value systems. We are both informed and transformed by our inner and outer landscapes equally, consistently, every day. And as our environments grow, shift, and change, so do our perspectives, and so do the ways that we treat the people and places around us, so do the ways we treat ourselves. That said, my project for Living Systems Collaboratory is a forthcoming mobile app called Goodfoot, which is a social action storytelling adventure, supporting players in growing a global perspective and using choreography as cartography to map the physical and environmental wellness of the places we call home. So I would love to share with you a little bit more about the app, a bit of a prototype I've created. Open House Athletics is proud to announce a dance media project dedicated to mind, body, and soul. Goodfoot is a learning lab and forthcoming mobile app, inviting communities to contemplate physical and environmental wellness through social action storytelling adventures. Browse our catalog of World Heritage sites to access information about the local ecosystem and how it has affected the region's movement culture, physical health, myths, history, and beliefs. Move your mobile device around to engage with 360-degree video, audio movement meditations, interviews with local culture bearers, and more. Begin and end at the Tree of Life to learn the ways of our ancestors and bring their lessons home. When looking into nature's mirror, who are you in the social change ecosystem? A pollinator, flitting from place to place, cross-fertilizing communities, resourceful mycelium, transmitting stories of inherited resilience, a loyal ant, building complex structures in support of the colony? Play to find out. Home is a journey. Join us. Good. So that's that. Thank you for entertaining me, letting me entertain you. So my movement methodology approaches the body as a metaphor for systems theory in an attempt to dispel the myth of separateness that has felt so palpable during this time of pandemic, whilst exploring adventure storytelling to help us best protect our intangible cultural heritage and our histories, and also to design our futures. And so as this project grows, the Goodfoot app will become a living library of sorts, collecting and conserving stories of resilience, highlighting biocultural diversity, modeling social permaculture, and hopefully inspiring engagement with global conservation efforts as well. My project also aims to mitigate what's called the nature gap. Oh, there we go. Which is a term that's used to describe the findings of a recent study by the Center for American Progress and also the Hispanic Access Foundation. On a state-by-state basis, the research team combined spatial data with census information on race, on family structure, on income, and they found out that about 74% of communities of color are nature deprived compared to only 23% of white communities, whether because of a lack of safety or geographic limitations or other factors. Within the last, I would say, 2 months or so, I was given the honor to join a vertical dance company called Banzaloop for their Updraft Artist in Residency. And this is a little bit of what Banzaloop does in the world of dance. They are dedicated to honoring nature and community and the human spirit through perspective bending dance. And their Updraft residency offers BIPOC artists, such as myself, access to nature and opportunity through their brilliant network of support. We use rock climbing technology to dance in the sky, and the process of relearning my relationship to gravity has just been incredible in this time. It's not only bolstered the development of the movement meditations in the Goodfoot app, but in an unexpected way, it's reinforced my mission to create nature access points for communities that have been historically marginalized. Somehow, even on the way to my coaching sessions with this beautiful group, and even on the way to dancing outdoors in such a life-affirming way, I've still personally had to navigate the boundary of police scrutiny and profiling when traveling to our outdoor sites, despite being coached on private properties and with permission. So nature's magic, and her cure is breath. And hopefully releasing Goodfoot into the world will offer others opportunity to move more freely and breathe more easily, aware and confident of their impact on the world. Goodfoot's been helping me to bridge many gaps, to tap into what I'm knowing to be ancestral intelligence. These images are of dancers that have helped me create content and play test the Goodfoot movement methodology. And it's been helping me to support folks in using performing arts as a tool to protest systemic inequities and to design an inclusive and regenerative future. The more intimate we become with our natural landscapes, I believe the more sure-footed we grow to be, and the more compassionate and caregiving we are, and the harder we work to ensure the Earth's survival as well as our own. So my call out to you all is to join the journey, dance outdoors with us. You can subscribe for updates, and you can reach out with inquiries at danceoutdoors.com. You can also find me in Topia. I will be hanging out for chats in Natura Village for the next hour or so. If you can find my little installation, you'll see me there. And I just want to thank Design Science and Living Systems Collaboratory, UCI, all of our wonderful mentors, for the opportunity to share and take up space.
Thank you so much, Jes. This project is truly amazing. And super thrilled that we have been able to scaffold you a little bit and give you or amplify your voice because it's truly necessary. We have a question from the audience, and then I have a couple more questions for you. That's okay.
Cool.
Jenny Chung is asking how to be part of Good Food.
Yeah, as a coach or as a dancer? The best way I would say to answer that is at danceoutdoors.com. There is a little subscribe button at the very bottom of the website, and you can shoot me a message and we can connect further. I would love to collaborate with more dancing bodies.
Yeah. And then my question is, I'd love to get your take on living systems and all this idea that we've been studying at the Living Systems Collaboratory of us living in a living system that is interconnected and self-regulated, and so I'd love to see how do you understand those ideas and how do you weave them into your work?
Sure thing. I feel like living systems, well, the theme runs through the entirety of the curriculum, from the way we greet the trees that we're dancing on and asking, who's living in the tree, where are the vulnerable spots that we need to take note of, what spots that are vulnerable are a result of human impact, and what other environmental factors are affecting the landscape that's inspiring our movement vocabulary. Just, I guess, really spending time with especially Banzaloop and flying. You become very privy to the fact that we are not isolated beasts, that the choices that we make in our daily lives affect the environment that we live and play and move through.
I'm so envious. I was seeing all those videos and I was like, I really want to do that.
Play with us.
It looks really fun and really cool. There's one of the themes that we've had within the Design Science Studio and the Living Systems Collaboratory is this idea of changing the world through play and celebration and fun. And I think movement, it's one of the movement of music, or one of the biggest embodiments of what being alive is, but also like being conscious of our bodies and the space they have within this world and in connection with nature. And I'd love to have your thoughts around that connection between nature, our bodies, and finding ways to express what she is through us.
Mm-hmm. I love this discussion so much. So last weekend, I had the opportunity to coach a group of students, high school seniors, I believe, through Destiny Arts. And we did a really great exercise with very small mirrors. And it was to eke out this idea that we are all fractals of something much larger. So when looking into nature's mirror, what aspects of inherited or adaptive resilience do you see in yourself and in the world around you? Where is nature in a state of transformation? Where is that in you? I think that oftentimes, as whether because female-bodied humans are socialized to take up little space, or with all of the social unrest that we've been seeing politically in the world, how it affects communities of color, there's a deep need to and for everyone, truly, there's a deep need to allow ourselves time to feel supported by, the trees that expect nothing of us other than to be present and show up. There's something really beautiful in watching a young person's eyes open up to, wow, I'm actually seen out here. I don't need to fight so hard to be seen. All of the processes that are going on around me are actually going on within me, and that in itself is inherently like just fine, just perfect. So yeah.
I love that. We were mentioning this morning the power of ritual, like how dance has been part of many cultures, woven into how we create rituals, collective rituals, and I wonder how much for like a dancer like you, it's a ritual process every time you go on stage and you share some of that.
Yes, every session is a ceremony. You start intentionally, you end intentionally, especially with this work. We are very, very cognizant of the literal and figurative aspects of, our feet touching the ground. What does that mean? Like, what footsteps are we leaving behind? So I definitely weave that into each session. I think that it allows us to unlock a certain part of our subconsciousness, tap into something that's a little bit more arcane or primordial when things are less choreographed and performed by rote, and more so given the room to breathe and evolve and expand and come from a place that's like truly authentic.
I love that. And my last question is it's a personal call. I remember a time in my life in which, like, for me now, music and dance are like core fundamental parts of who I am. But I remember a time in my life where like that wasn't true at all. Like music and dancing would make me very like self-conscious, and I always say that I hadn't found my rhythm, right? And once I found it, it was very easy to tap into it and let go. And I always remember this quote from Nietzsche. He said something like, those who were seen dancing by those who couldn't hear the music were thought to be insane. And so I like to invite you to share from the heart of a dancer, which, like, for you, obviously dancing is core to who you are, to all those probably young people, but also older people who haven't yet found their rhythm. Just a call for them to, or how to find it and how to tap into something that can open up so much.
Oh my gosh. Well, I used to believe that dance was a series of organized steps, right? And that, if you had choreography, then you were a dancer. And I think at this point in my life, I believe that dance is a release of organized steps. Dance is like finding that freedom, that floating freedom, and anything can be a dance. Dance is where you find grace. I dance in my ceremony each morning when I'm making my cup of tea, how I'm floating across the floor and how I'm like extending my body through my full range of motion. So I think my call to folks would be to find dance, find that sense of grace and balance and strength and the little mundane things. And once you release the rules, the rest just follows. It comes right to you.
I love that. Dance while you make tea. I think that's a good call to finish this. Well, thank you so much, Jes. This has been amazing. Thank you for your all your expression of your art and for sharing it with us. If you guys want to tap a bit into your inner dancer, we're going to have tons of music happening today during Regenera Rising. Just get to the schedule at regenera.art and join us. There's going to be a lot of music to make tea. at any time of the night or the day. Thank you so much, Jes. It's been such a pleasure to have you being part of the collaboratory and the studio. We'll be tapping into our next stream in just a couple minutes. So just remain. We're going to change the stream. We're going to close this one, and a new one will start in about 4 minutes. So we have somebody really exciting coming up. I'll see you guys in a minute.